This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and far. We keeping a foot on the whoop, the eeks. We keeping a foot on the whoop, the eeks. And like the Tibetan bear shift that I am, man. Like the Siberian tiger that I am, I'm applying whoop on immediate pressure. Because pressure does what? He bursts his pipes. Errol Spence is going to properly retire Manny Pacquiao, part 89 of the 200-part series. So hear me. Fucking well, I want you guys to look at the background. There's nothing like alpha molding and training, an active father in the home, a father figure, a father personality, and a father role model. This is going to be a beautiful thing because Manny Pacquiao was raving about his dad, punches and bunches, switching up the style, change up variations, change up aspects, change up basically the way that he throws his punches. But look at Errol Spence. This was going to be sweet because Errol Spence has a youngin right there. A youngin that has to basically see with his own eyes, in his own primitive eyes, in his own infant eyes, in his own elementary eyes, active father, alpha molding and training. This is key. This is evident for the development of the next alpha male. If you want to become an alpha male, you need an active father in the home. You need a father role model, a father personality, or a father figure. If you don't have these elements, you will severely lack. And hence the product will create, it will progenitate, it will progenit. I'm saying progenitor. It will progenit. There you go. I said it right. Basically, what we would say, a beta male, a mama's boy, pure fucking beta supreme. We have plenty of them. But being an alpha male requires alpha molding and training. Errol Spence is only doing what was already reciprocated unto him. Let me say it again. Errol Spence is only doing what was already reciprocated to him. Errol Spence Sr. He was the active father in the home. And Errol Spence was basically inspired by that. He was ingratiated by that. He was invigorated by that. He was basically what we would say illuminated by it. And when this happens, what it creates is an inspiration, an illumination, an invigoration. Basically what we would say an enlightenment for you to trickle this down to the next generation. There's a verse in the Bible that says, train up your child, and when they become an adult, they will not veer away from the things that you taught them. Now I'm paraphrasing it. The verse is said a little differently, but you guys get the gist of it. When you train up the child in alpha molding, alpha training, you will reap the results of alpha molding and alpha training. When they get older, they would not steer away from it. They would not veer away from it, regardless the trials and tribulations, regardless the ups and downs, regardless the peaks and valleys, regardless the ebbs and the flows. They will not veer away from the silver lining of what you are ingratiating, what you are imparting, what you are illuminating, and what you are elevating and enlightening into their lives. Errol Spence's son is going to see that August 21st. He's going to see his father properly retire Manny Pacquiao. You're going to have to understand what that is going to do for his elementary eyes, for his infant eyes, for the cognitive development, for his neuron receptors to be clicking on all cylinders. Because yes, he can't speak. He's still in the mode. But his eyes cannot unsee what it can't unsee. And what it's not going to unsee is the fact that Errol Spence properly retired Manny Pacquiao. That Errol Spence bulldozed Manny Pacquiao. That Errol Spence steamrolled Manny Pacquiao. That Errol Spence plowed through Manny Pacquiao. And that Errol Spence did what he did as a caveat to showcase that when it's all said and done, This is what alpha molding and training is like. When you have a son, you got to get them from that tender age. Him having the son in the camp, him having the son breathe that air, him having the son basically be in that environment is conducive to him developing what's called alpha molding and training. Him basically being able to elevate his mindset early on, which is pivotal, which is key to the development, to the cognitive functioning, to the neuron recepting, to what we call the corpus callosum, and what we call basically the cerebelluming and the medulla oblongata. That's what is happening here. The brain power of the son is going to be elevated by what happens on August 21st, because it will be cemented in his brain just like it will be cemented in Errol Spence's legacy. What I said was so deep and profound. As for the real G's, the super real G's, and the ultimate real G's out here in these boxing streets, when it's all said and done, what is cemented in his brain is going to be something that's going to be cemented in his father's legacy that they both got to witness. Errol Spence in real time. His son, for the active father in the home, the alpha molding and the alpha training in future time of him seeing his dad accomplish a feat, which is pivotal, which is crucial for the invitation to the alpha nation, which is pivotal, which is crucial to alpha male purge. You guys see I'm a little bit more, what I would say, emotional about this. My spirit is vibrating because this is what alpha male is all about. This is what the alpha male essence is all about. Alpha molding and training. When I was young and I was a kid, that's why this thing hits deep. My father used to take me to these meetings. I didn't understand it. I was very young. I was 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. Everybody that kept looking at me is like, this son of yours is going to be something great. I'm telling you right now, this son of yours is going to be transformational. At that pivotal age, I was having dissertations about the country of Haiti, talking to men that were philosophers, men that were historians. My dad exposed me to this. No disrespect. No, I have to say it rightfully. My father exposed me to this. He didn't have to. But he saw very early on, this guy right here, he can run his mouth. This guy right here is very intelligent. This guy right here is smarter than his time. So he exposed me to elements that was going to maximize my potential. And hence the full product today. A real estate extraordinaire. A businessman extraordinaire. My father doesn't need and have to want for fucking nothing. All because he got on a Haitian boat, suffered with Haitian refugees for I don't know how many X amount of days. He still won't tell me, because I know he still has PTSD from it. Brought himself to this country, all because in alpha molding and training, he believed that this is not how I want my life to be. That I want it to be transformational. That I wanted to basically elevate. And that I wanted to get to the next fucking level. And my children are going to reap out of this. So when you see a kid like this, at this elementary state, Errol Spence is holding them. To a lot of people, this goes over a lot of people's heads. But to me, it hits deep, because this is the essence of what an alpha male is all about. Alpha molding and training. And come August 21st, Errol Spence's son is going to see his dad properly retire Manny Pacquiao. What that is going to do for him from a cognitive standpoint, what it's going to do for him from an elevation standpoint, from a succession standpoint, to see his father a victor in his eyes. It's going to do leaps and bounds. It's going to be miraculous. It's going to reign reminiscent like when my father got on that boat, didn't eat for X amount of days. I don't cry that much, man. I can literally count on my fingers how many times I've cried in my life. But when my father told me that fucking story, from the beginning, I was down in fucking tears. Because I understand the element of alpha molding and training, the element of what being an alpha male is all about. That key ingredient is active father role model, father personality. You have to have a father figure. One of these ingredients will develop, and it will delineate, it will distinct, it will separate, and it will gulf the difference between if you are going to be an alpha male or if you're going to be a beta male. That's the cool part of it. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat fashion. So when you see Errol the True Spence holding his son, he's making his son smell the ambiance. He's making his son witness. He's making his son understand that when it's all said and done, that come August 21st, Errol the True Spence is going to properly retire Manny Pacquiao. And his son is going to be the biggest benefactor of this. Not Errol the True Spence, but his son. Because for active fathering, for alpha molding and training, the son will see something that he can't unsee, which is succession early on in the infancy of his life. And that's going to reap dividends. It's going to reap additions. It's going to reap basically what we would say a mounting of mathematics to the son's mindset. He's going to see that his father has reaped the harvest of the work that he put in. And he's going to see what hard work and dedication looks like. He's going to see what tactical aggression looks like. He's going to see what technical punching placement looks like. He's going to see what body snatching work, the levying onslaught of the punishment style looks like. And that's going to elevate him. It's going to get him to the next level. Just like Errol Spence Sr. did a hellified job with Errol the True Spence, and you see the man that he's become today. Well, guess what? Errol the True Spence is reciprocating the behavior that was put upon him from his father to his son. This is the next generation. So impartation, exhortation, elevation, invitation to the alpha nation has to be the prerequisite. What's the mission statement? What's the subject line? That come August 21st, Errol the True Spence is going to properly retire Manny Pacquiao. That's the cool part of it. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat television. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Oh, Higgs. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Oh, Higgs. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.